Hi, I'm John Townsend. You know, the sad truth about life is that we all experience loss. There are losses in life of people we love who pass away, or people in life who aren't passed away but have left the relationship for one reason or another. We have losses of finances. We have losses in opportunities when a window opens in a maybe for a job that didn't work out and the window closes. Um, Unfortunately, that's kind of like a big part of life. I want to give you sort of the best skills out there to help you deal with it because a lot of times when we experience a loss, we don't know what to do. We don't know if it's being selfish to feel feelings about it. We don't know if we should forget about it and just put our heads down and be positive and all this. Most people I work with, like when I work with leaders on issues of loss, and I talk about how do you handle loss and failure, they'll say, I learn the lessons and I move on. That's great, but that's not sufficient. There is a gift called grief, and I'm going to go into what that means. And grief will change everything. It's the kind of the gift that cures so many other pains in our life, from family to relationship to emotional health to spiritual growth. I want to talk about some of the things that happen to make grief work well for you, because it's the only way you can get past loss, by moving into it, and it doesn't have to be permanent. It can be a temporary process. First off, let me just define grief is to honor something by saying goodbye to it, to honor something that's leaving us, to honor a relationship or a person or an opportunity or our health or whatever by saying goodbye. When we just kind of go, it's no big deal, what we're saying is that part of my life wasn't important. When we say, I don't want to grieve my so-and-so that who died, we're saying, well, they must not have been important to me. Grief is a matter of honor and saying that was significant. I don't want to die. I don't want to die, anytime, but I know I will. But I don't want to pass away from the earth never having grieved anything, because what that would mean is I was so detached and disconnected that nothing mattered to me, and that'd be a really meaningless life. So it's a way to honor things. Next part of it is you need to really value what it was. That job was important, or that person was important to me. And when you value things, that's the left side of the brain where we are rational and reasonable and we use judgment. Guess what? We've got this other side of the brain that's more emotional. So once you understand the value, you can write down the value. This is why this was important. Oh, this is why when mom and dad divorced at 7 years old, what happened to me, the other side checks in, which is the emotional part, and we begin to feel sad. And tears are a great gift. I'm no ophthalmologist, but I understand from that discipline that when we cry and we're looking at someone eyeball to eyeball, we're actually processing out toxins that we don't need in our eyes and poisons that aren't good for us. The same thing happens emotionally, is that when we're with somebody and they're empathetic with us, then things get better. You have to allow the sad feelings out, but not by yourself, not all the time. The more time you can spend grieving with somebody who gets it, who can be present with you, like I talk about in People Fuel, the people who can be present. In Job chapter 2, it talks about those people. The one good thing that Job's friend said in the entire book is it said in the second chapter that they sat with him 7 days and 7 nights and did not speak a word to him, for they saw his grief was very great. So you don't need somebody to be the big cheerleader there, or hey, remember, here's some perspective. They're great, but not after you had people that say, I'm with you. It's got to be hard. I'm feeling with you. Talk about it. It's okay. And they will help process that out. So you've got to value it. You've got to feel it. And you've got to have the right kind of people. We call that comfort. And we're supposed to comfort with the comfort with which you've been comforted. It says 2 Corinthians 1. You're receiving comfort. Now, after that, after you've done that, and you start to feel like yourself again, because grief does make us feel better after we feel worse, then you learn the lessons. Okay, what did I learn from that? I don't want this to happen again. Or how do I, move on? And then moving on basically is, okay, I'm back in a normal life again. Grief is your friend. Don't run from it, and be around people and a God who will be there for you. If your depression isn't going away, no matter what you're doing, it could be that there's a grief that will help process it and get it resolved. However that happens, just call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. There's lots of help here for you.